What in the world is a 401k plan, and can you use it to buy rental real estate? That's today's video. Let's dive in. Today we're going to talk about 401k plans and how you can buy rental real estate using them. But first, I'm Clayton Morris. I'm the founder of Morris Invest. I've rehabbed hundreds of homes, and I own a huge portfolio of rental properties in order to create passive income. And that's what this channel is all about, is helping you create passive income so you can go out there and become a real estate investor. So please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. The little subscribe button down there, please hit that and hit the little bell so you can be notified about the newest videos. All right, today let's talk about a 401k plan. They're not as common. Most of us think of a 401k with a large company, a 401k plan, right? We can't touch it until we're 59 and a half years old. We put in yearly contributions up to a certain level, and our employers often will match that contribution with a certain percentage, and it sounds like a great vehicle. I'm not a big fan of 401ks at all, and we'll have a separate video on why I think 401k plans are generally pretty awful, and also why I think they kind of set us up for failure in a lot of ways. Anyway, we'll talk about that in another video about 401k plans. But that's the basic structure of a 401k plan, right? The employer kind of picks the funds that we're allowed to invest in, so we don't have much choice in that regard. But it's there, it's a safety net, and it's something that many people do when they first sign up and start working for a new company. They set up their 401k plan and they think they are set for retirement. Well, a 408k plan is very similar. It's just a little bit simpler, actually. It's a simplified pension, basically, and is meant for companies with under 25 employees. So smaller companies with 408k plans, but it still has the same structure as a 401k. So here are some of the mechanics of a 408k plan. You can't touch it until you're 59 and a half years old. If you do before that time, you'll be penalized, of course, but you'll have to pay taxes on that when you hit 59 and a half years old. There's also a yearly limit on the amount of money you can put into a 408k plan, just like its sister or cousin, the 401k plan. So you can only put in a certain amount every year. But here we go. Now let's talk about how you can use this 408k plan in order to buy real estate. Just like its cousin, the 401k, you can actually take money out in the form of a loan to yourself in order to buy rental real estate. I love doing this. So I have a 401k plan. I don't withdraw the money and get a 10% penalty. What I do is I set up a loan to myself from the 401k plan. Now you can contact your provider and ask them if your provider does this. Most all of them will. I have Fidelity, others have Wells Fargo. It doesn't matter. Most of them let you do this pretty simply. With like 3 clicks of a mouse, you can have that money in your account in like 2 days. What does a loan look like? So on a 408k, the loan is simple. You might be allowed to borrow up to about $50,000 depending on how much you have in the account. And you set the terms on your payback. How long do you want to pay it back? So 12 months, 16 months, 24 months, and it comes right out of your paycheck. That payback each week comes right out of your paycheck, goes back into your 408k plan. Now, here's what's so great about this, is that it's your money. So you're creating your own bank, basically. You're borrowing money from yourself. This is your money, remember. And remember that the interest that you're paying back on this loan, you are going to pay interest. But here's the key. That interest that you're paying back is going back into your own account. So it's your own bank. It's not Wells Fargo. It's your own account. So if you're being charged 2% or 3% interest on that loan, guess what? That helps you exceed your maximum yearly contribution limit. So if you're only allowed to put $16,000 in there on your own every year, or $16,500, whatever the cap is, by paying back that additional interest, it actually lets you exceed the federal minimum that you're allowed to put in. So again, it's your interest going back into your own account, and at the same time, you were able to buy a rental property with that. So most of my properties that I buy are between $40,000 and $50,000. If you'd like more information about the types of properties I like to buy, I've got a whole playlist in this channel devoted to turnkey real estate. So check that out. The little card will pop up right here. You can check that out. But again, the 408k plan is exactly like its cousin, the 401k, just for 25 employees or less. And yes, you can borrow money from your 408k plan in order to buy rental real estate. And then, by the way, when you pay it back after the 12 months or the 16 months or the 24 months, guess what? You get to do it again. You can borrow that same money right back out and buy your second or third rental property. I have clients we work with that do it all the time, and I like to do it once a year. I borrow 50, buy a rental property, pay it back, do it again the next year. Why not? It's a killer strategy. So if you have any questions about this, I'd love to hear them. You can post your comments in the thread below. Also, subscribe. The big subscribe bubble is right over here. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. We publish videos 3 times a week. Our whole goal here on this channel is to try to help you get out there to become a real estate investor. Take action. Start creating passive income so you can live the life that you want. We'll see you back here with our next video, everyone. Take care.